How's it going, everybody? This is Cameron White with White Light Astrology, giving you guys your new moon in Sagittarius horoscope for Aries. Aries, this new moon is happening really late in December 6th, going into December 7th. It's going to be happening at about 15 degrees Sagittarius, and it is going to be happening in your 9th house. So the 9th house is all about, your beliefs, spirituality, religion, has to do with far distance travel, foreign relations, higher education like college. And this new moon, when you have a new moon, really, it's about resetting intentions. It's about bringing clarity. It's about, cleaning out and clearing out the energy that was built up there. Jupiter's also in Sagittarius too. And when you have Jupiter in his home sign of Sagittarius in his 9th house, you've probably been very philosophical, really reflecting on where do you want to go? What are your dreams? What are your beliefs? Where do you really rooting yourself in that when it comes to occult things? Astrology is a 9th house thing. So this new moon is kind of like giving you guys this clear path to really go, this is what I want to believe. This is the direction that I want to go in when it comes to learning something new, discovering more, having more adventure, and getting out of your, not necessarily your comfort zone, because you guys are Aries, it's not like you have a comfort zone. This new moon is kind of like, hey, let's bring attention to what you believe. Where do you want to go? What do you want to learn? What do you want to see? Where do you want to travel to? And as Jupiter's right there, where this is a big thing in your life right now, this new moon's kind of clearing out that energy. What do you want to believe? What do you believe? Do you want to learn more? Do you want to grow more? Do you want to go somewhere? Do you want to learn another language or something like that? So I do think this new moon's going to be a big deal, but it's squaring Mars. And on the same day, Mars is going to conjunct Neptune. And so as Mars is in your 12th house, where the 12th house is the house of hidden things, it's what we suppress, what we don't always acknowledge. It's the house between, the living and the dead. It's kind of like a weird place for the 12th house. The 12th house is a really weird place to be. And with Mars being there, where you're talking about issues, you're talking about problems. Mars is all about action and moving ahead and, conquering things. And with Mars being in your 12th house, it's kind of like a lot of anger is starting to really become, alive and, there. It's kind of like, I'm starting to feel this way. I'm starting to feel a little bit more angry. I'm starting to feel a little bit more confused and frustrated. You may not be sure where it's coming from. And as Mars hits Neptune, I think this is where it's going to become really clear of what is the problem that's being, what is the problem and where is that coming from in terms of you? Because the 12th house has a lot to do with your subconscious beliefs, and the 9th house being more about your spiritual and religious beliefs. As we have that square right there, I think you're going to realize what internal issues are going to be brought up and what are going to be realized and how you need to address them moving forward. When we're talking about what you really believe, what your hopes and your dreams and aspirations are versus, Mars in the 12th house of like, what are the problems of your subconscious? What are you still holding on to from childhood type stuff? As we have this square, this is going to be kind of like, hey, you need to realize what problems you could be suppressing in order to find more of that truth and that clarity to move ahead in a more spiritual manner. The other thing, though, too, is that Mercury is going to be direct in Scorpio on the same day. So as Mercury goes direct in Scorpio, in your guys' 8th house, and the 8th house is death, sex, transformation, other people's money, other people's resources. As Mercury goes direct in Scorpio, I think this is when you're going to have a lot more clarity of the truth and the reality of the situation that you're in. But Mercury being in the 8th house has a lot to do with anxieties and fears. Mercury going back into Scorpio, being direct, is kind of like, I understand what the issue is. I understand what the problem is. I understand why it's bringing me issues. I understand why I'm holding on to it so much. And this new moon is really going to come back down to, well, is that what you believe? Are you going to believe in this fear? Are you going to believe in your confusion and you're going to believe in, whatever it is that you're suppressing or the anger that you're holding on to? Or are you ready to let go of that and expand yourself into a new opportunity and expand your beliefs into something that's higher, something that's more positive, something that supports you and your growth better? This new moon is going to have a lot of time to reflect, and it's also going to be very much like real and raw for you guys. So definitely, I don't want to say take it with a grain of salt, but realize it for what it is, but understand that this is a big time to reset those intentions on your beliefs, and this is a time to believe in more and to believe in better and more positive things. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and sharing, and subscribing, and I'll be seeing you guys for the next lunation.